Good evening, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the stream. My name is Nobwing24, and welcome for some more adventures in Microsoft Flight Simulator. I hope you are all doing fantastically well. Hello, chat. Hello, Luma loves Luna. Hello, welcome to the stream. Thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the crew. XV8L, thank you very much. Okay. Hey guys, quick PSA for everybody. As I said, thank you very much for the follows, guys. But quick PSA for everybody. I understand that everybody is excited to see stuff. Kiwi, hello, welcome to the stream. If you are wanting to, normally we do look for options for suggestions for airports and cities to fly over. If you would like to request a city, please use your frequent flyer miles to be able to request a city. No guarantees that we will get to it. Tonight we're going to be Mr. Wookie. Hello, welcome to the stream. Tonight, however, we're actually going to be starting with some bush flying tonight. We're going to be doing some bush flying in South America. So we're going to start with that. If we get time towards the end of the stream, we may see if we can get a couple of requests. But as I said, guys, please do not ask for it in the chat. Please utilize your frequent flyer miles to request it. It is one of the rewards you can request. So I'll just leave it at that one. South America is beautiful. That is absolutely correct. Well, that's what we're going to find out. I was about to say that I haven't flown there in the new sim, but that would be a lie. I have flown there in this sim. We flew there on our epic 15-hour stream when we were hunting birds, and we found some seabirds, and we did. Has beautiful rainforests? It does, in good landscapes. That is absolutely correct. XV8, that is correct. And we are going to hopefully find those tonight. My amazing mod has actually done some scouting for me and suggested that we go flying through a certain route. So we're going to go through, we're going to set up a multiplayer flight, and we're going to do some bush flying in some cubs, because I think that is a pretty cool idea. Aladdin75, hello, welcome to the stream. You're ready to fly. Excellent, excellent, excellent. I hope everybody is doing well, as I said. That's going to be good. There we go. Okay, alright. We're loaded in. Excellent, excellent, excellent. You got your track IR. Excellent. Excellent start. Excellent start. Alright, so let's get started. So because last night was amazing. It was fun, wasn't it, Aladdin? It really was good. Okay. I'm torn. I'll be honest. I'm torn. I'm torn between using the Savage Cub, the Shock Ultra, or because we had a lot of fun with the Shock Ultra with Oz Flight Simmer during our launch day stream. And the Savage Cub is a lot of fun as well, particularly reminiscent for me of the J3 Cubs. Or I'm sort of really reminiscent here of the Cub Crafters X Cub. I really enjoy this one. So I really like the Tundra tires, but I really love the stall capabilities of the Savage Cub. That's good. So Blackball's fun. Hello, welcome to the stream. Thank you very much. I'm really looking forward to hoping that I have a good flight as well. I hope you also have good flights in Microsoft Flight Simulator as well. That would be awesome. Paul Osmond, hello, welcome to the stream. Great to have you on board. Doing about the excellent. Okay. Thank you very much, Paul. Thank you very much. Everybody, take note of what Paul has done. That is how to request airfields, and also as well, guys. Just so you know, because I value you and all of my community so much, because you guys all rock. You are amazing. I love you all and the generosity that you all have. If for whatever reason we ever don't get to your requested airport during a stream, what I'll do is I'll actually refund you back your frequent flyer miles, so you can always request them again on a future stream. So if you do get it back as a rejected request, I'm not actually rejecting it. It's just because we didn't get to it on that stream, and it gives you your reward points back so you can request it again on a future stream, because the world is huge. We have many flights to do, many live streams to do into the future, and I look forward to showing them off in the future. Expiat, hello! Great to see you. Great to see you again. And that's Bushflight. Okay, yes, it should. Awesome. Thank you very much, Mr. Wookie, a legend, admin legend extraordinaire. Basement 87, hello, welcome to the stream. Drift Physic, hi, welcome to the stream, both of you. It is great to have you back on board. Yeah, you know what? We're going with the Cub Crafters today because I just love it. It is awesome. All right, let me put our custom call sign on here because we can't have a flight without our call sign, can we? We really can't. We really can't. Okay. Spark of VR, hello! Great to see you again. Great to see you, Sparks of VR. You can't wait till you get your track eye art. Excellent, excellent. Yeah, the track eye art makes such a difference, dude. It makes such a difference. What's the path to doing stuff? Well, that's a good question. So we are going to look for. So as I said, let me have a look for a couple of airfields. So as I've been given some codes, I haven't looked these airports up. So this is a bit of a discovery for me. But I have been given some secret instructions, which we will pass on to everybody here in the stream. Let's see, SCOH is what I'm looking at. It randomly does that for me. I'm not sure which one it is, but it's one of my. Is that one SCOH? And then our arrival attention is going to SCHR. Looks good. Let's have a look at that. Okay. So, looks like we've got a couple of vistas to see on the way. Now, apparently there is rivers linking these two, so they should be good. So we won't be going GPS direct, guys. We will be down in the weeds. Drift Physic, we are flying Cubs today, and we are doing a bit of bush flying. So we are going to do something which is, I love bush flying. So back in the day with Microsoft Flight, I absolutely loved spending a lot of time doing flights in canyons throughout the islands of Hawaii and going through the mountain ridges and ranges in Alaska. So I've developed my love of flying low, slow, but tight. So we're going to go through here. So what we're going to do is we're going to do an all-player multiplayer flight. We'll do live traffic. We will do live weather. Actually, you know what? We're not going to do live weather because I'm pretty sure that's going to be a mess down there, and we don't want that. So what we're going to do is we're going to change that to few clouds. And we're going to change the day and time to... Oh, actually, 0740? That can't be right. Is that right? That can't be right. Is that right? Is it 0740 there at the moment? Because that looks very dark for 0740. So, what we might do is let's change the time. Let's change the date to the 18th. And we'll change the time. That's a bit better. 0900, so near enough to 0900. There we go, we'll do that. So we've got all players, live traffic, preset to few clouds, and 0900 for the day. That's our settings today. Okay. But we're going to change our start position to a small ramp. There we go. Okay, so just have a look at here. Basement 87. So Paul, Paul Osmond still waiting for your SSD. Oh, you're nearly there. Hopefully tomorrow for you as well. Seeing those locked up in PC2. So, oh no, Basement. Oh no. Hopefully you get through there. It's currently winter there. Yeah, you are absolutely right. It is currently winter there because you know it's freezing down here in Newcastle at the moment tonight. Bad Appy, hello, welcome to the stream. Did you check out the road trip with a bend in the Congo? I have not as yet. We may have to do that in the future. Steam and the Microsoft servers are all getting absolutely hammered at the moment. That is absolutely true. Alright guys, so we've got that time, so 9 AM in the morning. Let's jump in there. Let's jump into, so we're going to hit fly on that one. So if you are thinking of joining us, folks, make sure you grab your Carbon Cub. If you are thinking of joining us in this flight tonight, grab your Carbon Cub. Grab us on the Southeast Asia server. And make sure that you've set it to yesterday's date, so the 18th of August, and your time is about 900 on few clouds as the weather. Alrighty, we might need to be prepared for ice. That's terrifying, just that you just said that, Oz. I'm not sure how a Carbon Cub is, a Cub Crafters X Cub is going to go with ice. This could either go really, really well or horribly wrong. Either way, it's going to be entertaining for everybody. Look how picturesque a simple airport like that becomes. Blizzard. You flew much. Well, see, fortunately, that's the good thing about setting the weather to few clouds, because then it's a weather theme rather than live weather, so hopefully that'll be fine. Look how magnificent that aircraft looks. Alrighty, folks, so we're all loading in. Gonna have to remember to get everything set up here. Now, I can't remember if I did my controls right, but let's find out. Obviously, my track IR is not calibrated yet, though. There we go. That's better. That looks better. Alright, let me quickly check my... Let's have a look. Actually, I can figure it here. Yeah, no, I do. Excellent. So, prop is forward. Mixture is rich. Let me just lean that back out to cutoff. Iris Simulations, hello. Welcome to the stream, sir. Great to have you on board. We are doing some bush flying down in South America, if you would like to join us with this beautiful picturesque setup. The latest SDK broke your visibility tags. Oh no! Batsby, your track guy is working. That is fantastic. I'm great to know that you got that one. Latest drivers track guys. Add on into it. Oh, that is awesome. So glad to hear that is working out for you, dude. What I might do, I will just quickly note the conditions here. Actually, let me let's give you guys a nice pretty view to look at while I quickly type some things into chat. Look how picturesque that looks. I mean, seriously, like, how amazing is Gamer Vash? Hello, welcome to the stream. Great to have you on board, sir. Driphysics, that's right. We are loading it. So we're waiting for a few minutes. Driphysics. For those who are wanting to join us tonight, let me just drop the details in for you here. So you are on the server. You know what I'm thinking I'm doing? I think I'm going to update these for future streams so we can just do a command to have ignore this out. So Southeast Asia server. And then we're going to have, all players. And then we're going to have August 18. And at 0900 local. And few clouds weather. There we go. Capram K03, welcome to the stream. Good morning to you in the United Kingdom. Good evening from Australia. We are flying the beautiful X-Cub there, RS Simulations. So for anybody in the chat who is looking at joining the flight, please see the details I've just dropped into chat for everybody. Dan Oz from Flight Sim Expo, welcome to the stream. Great to see you, my friend. I hope you are doing well. No, Paulsman, we are not flying 747s. No, we are not. That is okay, Vash. I hope Alex is getting his sim all worked out and taking everybody for a great tour of British Columbia there. Capri. Oh my god. Capri, as in the Capri car. Oh my god. Dude, sorry, chat. You're going to have to deal with a story. You're going to have to deal with story time now. So, Capri Mark III. Legend, dude. So, I owned a Capri. I owned a second generation, a Gen 2 Capri. So, it came off the production line right at the end of 1989. So, it was the first of the Gen 2s. Naturally aspirated. It was my second car. Absolutely loved it. It was incredible. There is nothing more that says having a midlife crisis at 17 years old, or being told that you're having a midlife crisis at 17 years old when you buy yourself a convertible as your second car. It was so much fun. It had absolute crap performance because it's just a Ford Laser. But the funny thing is that because it was a Ford Laser, It was a Ford Laser / Mazda 323 running gear, but in a super lightweight body. I could beat just about everything off the line. I couldn't sustain it after 500 meters, but that first sort of 400, 500 meters, I owned pretty much everything. Funniest thing was some twat in a V8 Commodore was like sitting next to me in the lights and was like, oh, like, yeah, look at me, I'm awesome, revving it, whatever. And I've just sat there, looked at him and gone, yeah, right, cool story, bro, whatevs. And then I know the sequence of the lights, wait for the lights to change, and I floored it off the line. I was gone to the next set of lights about 300 meters down the road before he even got it into first gear. It was the funniest shit ever. Sorry. Anyway, there you go. Random. I'm still having you still owe one. Oh, bless you. That is awesome, Capri. That is so cool. Mine died, Sandley. Mine died a death several years ago. I had a very shit mechanic, and it did not end well. So I'm so glad that there is still a Capri out there soldering on. So make sure you look after that car, Capri Mark III. All right. In the meantime, it is time for me to get this flight underway. So, sorry, chat. I'm so excited about that. That's just pretty much made my night. I could pretty much end this stream right here because that's cool. Okay, let's do checklists here at the moment. Okay, parking brake is set. Fuel tank.
Fuel selector.
Set. Okay. Battery switch set to on. Mixture set to rich. Ignition switches set to on.
Rich.
Field alternator set to on. Prop speed set to max RPM. Cool. Throttle open 1/4 of an inch. It needs to get consistency of their checklist to make sure that like the Azure AI speaks it correctly. I think that's one of the few things that we need to get right about this sim at the moment. Alright. I'm going to lean that mixture straight out because we are running at a bit of an altitude here.
Throttle.
Ease that back. It's really exacting, this checklist. It really wants it really close to the 1000 RPM, doesn't it? There we go. So it's got to be within 30 RPM for it to be able to get done. That's really interesting and good to know. Alright, lights as required. So let's put some strobes, navs, put our landing lights on as well, just for a bit of fun. Avionics master switch set to on.
Avionics master switch.
Alright, going to put that cabin heat is going to need that. And parking brake is released. Go.
Release.
Good, good, good. Okay. Everything looking good. Cool. Awesome. All right. Let me just quickly before we let me just get off this parking spot because I'll probably hear trouble for anybody who's wanting to spawn here. Okay. Mr. Wookie, I see you, Mr. Wookie. BSD happy, no worries, BSD, that's alright. Enjoy your work. Hopefully you can stick with us here on the stream, though, and enjoy the stream here. Okay. Let me just quickly catch up on the chat here, guys. Still heavy. Oh, sorry guys, I didn't type the ICAO in there. 1 second, let me type the ICAO in for everybody. Sorry guys. So ICAO is, and of course I've I know CHO is where we're heading to. One of these, SCOH is where we are. My mod extraordinaire has already punched that into the chat, so there we go. Alright. Looking good. Can you do... Thomas, welcome to the stream. Great to have you on board. Can one do a checklist without highlighting elements? Yes, you can. So I have mine set at the moment just because to help showcase as part of the stream here. I have it so that my AI does the evaluation of the checklist just like an instructor would, where it highlights things and shows it that. If you turn that off, and I can show you how to well, normally by default it's turned off, but this is the checklist assist. So if we turn that off, for example, during that checklist, it would not show anything or highlight anything unless you actually click the little eye to be able to show where it is in the sim. So that's how it would be. Normally, it's more immersive than that, but I see myself as a bit of I want to share the experience and share a bit of learning, a bit of education here on the Sims. So that's what we're going to do here. Black Wolves 1, we'll see what we can do. No guarantees, but we'll. But yeah, as Oswalkie has just said, there is an option as part of your frequent flyer miles that gives you the option to redeem it for requesting an airport. That's how you request an airport. So please be aware of that one today. All right. So we're going to taxi all the way down to the other end, guys. It gives us a chance for anybody else who wants to join us to join into the sim today. We all would love to have you over here, dude. All right. You know what? The winds are calm, so let's go to. We'll go here. No Blue, hello, good evening, welcome to the stream. Great to have you on board. All right. You know what? I know we are waiting for Mr. Iris. Let me just quickly have a look out here. Oh, you just set up for setting up your Cytec process the Cessnic trials. That is excellent, excellent. Well, I can turn that off now. We don't need that anymore. Okay, let's have a look. So we'll taxi down the end of the runway there. So I know we're waiting for Mr. Iris. Drift Physics. As I said, I'm down the other end of the runway, but that's all right. I will be to you shortly. Though I have heard from a couple of people today that there seems to be some limitations. Some streams and some pilots are reporting that if it gets more than to being about 6 or 8 aircraft, then the sim has trouble rendering it. So we'll see how we go tonight. BSC Apple, yeah, no, it really does. It really does. And this is the thing, and I've said this a couple of times on my on a couple of videos now. Actually, I've said it probably dozens of times here on the stream now, and I can hear myself starting to say it on review videos. I've got a couple of videos coming out the next couple of days, guys, about how to get the most out of your sim. It's a really long video. It's about an hour-ish long, and it goes through all the settings menu in detail, including how to do offline caching, which I know has been a big question from a lot of the community. So I've got that video coming out. I'm hoping to have that go live tomorrow sometime. Also, I'll be having the parts of the previous live streams will be going live as well. So it's great to see all of these Cubs. I've got so many memories of Microsoft Flight coming out here at the moment. RS, you're in. Next thing, there we go. No worries, Mr. Iris. In that case, what I might do, guys, is might just quickly, before we take off then, let's have a look here. Mave64, hello. Oh, no, you have to work. Oh, dear. 1 second. Sorry, 1 second, guys. Looks like we might be about to be joined by a special guest tonight. Bear with me. We might be about to be joined by a special guest. Let me just check. This is exciting. This is exciting when we get it. Looking forward to the video. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. As I said, the offline caching thing, I almost missed it. It's one of those things. I think it's been there for a while, but I missed it and I didn't see it, and I'm so glad I finally found it. My Discord's playing up. It looks like. There we go. Discord finally working. Alright. Alright, let me just see if I can get my go. Mr. Loverice, can we hear you? Oh, sorry, Mr. Iris. Hello,
yeah.
Mr. Iris. Mr. Iris, welcome. Say hello to the chat, Mr. Iris.
Hello to the chat, Mr. Iris. How you doing?
I am doing fantastically well, and this is going to be a very interesting flight because we are about to follow a series of rivers and valleys, and I have a funny feeling some of us may end up grease spots on various walls during this one. So, all right, chat, shall we get going?
Fantastic. I'm going to just mute your stream, sadly, because I'm getting 5 different versions of Nova. Not necessarily the best thing in the world, mate, but we'll give it a go.
It's a thing. It's a thing. All right.
It's a thing.
Let's roll and see if we can get lost and see if we can get into grease spots on various things. Oh, I'm all over the runway for this too. Yeah, I was below minimum maneuvering speed and still managed to take off with these flaps. I love this Cub so much.
She is a beautiful aircraft.
Oh, absolutely. So now, yes.
I can't see you. I can see Drift Physic and I can see Ozwookie.
That is interesting.
And I can see Aladdin 75 behind me, but yeah.
Well, this
That's
could
okay.
be.
I'll keep formation with the others.
This could be incredibly awkward if I end up being invisible to everybody. That could be incredibly awkward. Given that I'm supposed to, given I'm supposed to be leading everybody, this could be incredibly awkward. All right, let's.
Comodoro Rivadavia Center, Cub Crafters, November Oscar, Victor Alpha 24 is type Cub Crafters, CC 19, 1 miles.
Now we're going to follow some rivers. I'm going to duck out to the lake here. I believe, we are all on the. You can't see anything. Oh, that's not good. Let me. I hope everybody is on the Southeast Asia server. Is that correct? Let me just check that I am. Yeah, Southeast Asia server.
1 mile southwest of Sierra Charlie Oscar Hotel, 1,800 feet. Altimeter 29.902.
Is there a quick way I can see that Nova in the sim?
Yeah, absolutely. If you pop up into the pause menu and where your name is in the top right, you click on that and you can check the you can check that you've got there's a Dropbox there which will show the server.
Yeah, no, definitely. Jesus, someone just flew past my canopy.
See, isn't that the thing about this sim, guys? Is that you actually get that feeling of going that you've got. It feels a lot more real.
Yeah, dogfighting in the Cub. on Ozwookie's tail.
Yes, Flight Sim 76. We have eyes on you. So I'll be bringing up the rear for this one for a little bit as I catch up to everybody. See, this is the problem, Mr. Wookie. What I was doing is I was trying to look for a valley, and I forgot to actually look in front of me and see the valley that was right in front of me. So the idea, folks, is tonight we're going to be staying below 4,500 feet, and we're going to be following some river valleys on the way up. So it won't be necessarily be straight down the line. But I wanted to do this bush flying because, as I think Paul has just figured out, that this is bush flying, folks, is something that is incredibly beautiful to do, and is something that only a small portion of the community ever get to, the real aviation piloting community ever get to do. And it is something that is always, it is just such an amazing experience. And if you do get to actually fly in real life, if you get a chance to be able to turn your experiences from the virtual world into the real world, bush flying is a great way, one, to be able to get your hours up, but also to appreciate incredible vistas like this. It's just absolutely stunning, and you will see some of the most incredible places on Earth coming through here. Alright, as part of that, let's test out some of this photoreal. So, Mr. Iris, oh, better careful before I overspeed my cub here. Let's turn this impromptu visitation from our developer friend here, Iris Simulations, to what projects do you have in store for this wonderful new simulator? You get a bit of free advertising.
Free advertising. $10, buddy.
Yep, so I'll take the donation. You all heard it, chat. He's going to donate $10 to me for free advertising.
Well, it's not free advertising then, is it?
Well, you know.
So the obvious one at the moment is the little Jabiru J160 and 170. I'm going to bundle it all into one package.
Oh.
And yeah, as a bit of info, that will also come across to P3D. So anything that we're developing for Microsoft Flight Sim, where possible, any improvements will go filter backwards to any existing product. So in this case, the 160 and 170, which have traditionally been two separate products, will now merge into one.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we wanted to pick something that was obviously, as a new platform, something that was simple enough to get to grips with the fundamentals of the developing for the new platform. And the Jabiru, being obviously an Australian aircraft, was something that was fairly close to my heart, and just seemed like a logical pick for a VFR pilot, which really, to my mindset, is something that this sim is geared towards.
Oh, absolutely.
So yeah, look, I've been working on it. It's not without its bugs, but it is a thoroughly enjoyable process, and I'm really enjoying it. So yeah, this Jabiru. Other ones that we've got planned down the track are, and I've got to think here.
And of course, only things that you're allowed to tell us. Of course, you know, we understand you have to keep some secrets.
No, I think there was something else that I thought of earlier, and I went, yeah, I want to do that. We've got the Grob 103 twin steer sailplane. That's scheduled for development. We will see how that pans out, because it is reliant to a certain extent on how Microsoft continue development. At the moment, I don't know whether there's any gliders planned, or whether thermals are simulated in the weather platform. I know tow planes aren't available at the moment, so there's a lot of functionality that is currently unavailable for the sim, which would be reliant on for a glider.
Is that Grob not a powered glider?
No, we've got two. So we've got the Grob 109, which is the powered glider, and the 103, which is a traditional sailplane. So yeah, look, there's a few things, and yes, there's a fast jet planned. Someone else has got to do one. Dino can't have all the fame and glory, or neither can DC Designs for that matter.
Well, I was about to say, like, I saw. I know there's a lot of people have been sort of asking for fast jets and things like that, and I'd actually love to have your opinions on that, because yeah, okay. Look, yeah, I enjoy my fast jets. For those who might not know as well, is that Iris Simulations and I we've worked together on various projects over the years as well, both in the flight sim world and in the professional world outside the because there is a world outside flight sim apparently.
Is there?
I know, right?
News to me, buddy.
Our professional lives sort of and our flight sim world lives sort of tend to merge every now and again, but. Oh, this is awesome. Sorry, just loving this weaving through these trees here. Though I'm loving drift physics, really taking this to heart, this bush flying. I have mixed feelings about bringing fast jets to this sim, if I'm honest. So I'd love to know your thoughts about that from both a developer perspective and as a sort of a theoretical perspective as well.
I think there is a market for it. There's always been a market for fast jets. I think, from my take on it, is it goes. The fact that you've got the whole world means that, let's be honest, military aircraft, you can, whether you fly by yourself, whether you fly with a VA, military aircraft have a lovely playground now. You know, whether that's training flights in the outback Australia, going off to the Middle East, or doing, flying a C-17, doing support relief missions from the comfort of your desktop. That's fantastic, and I think there is certainly going to be a want for that. How the sim copes with fast-moving aircraft in terms of streaming, that's going to be an interesting thing. Because at the moment you don't traverse the terrain quick enough in the majority of aircraft. Airliners, different kettle of fish, but you're not low and slow in a 747 generally.
Very true.
Low and fast in a 747 or an A320. And with a lot of things with streaming, especially satellite data, if you're running at Mach 1.5 low level, hang on a sec.
Yes.
Headset was about to die.
That's all right.
But yeah, if you're, my sim's just, they've not fixed that bug. If you plug in or unplug a USB device while the sim is running,
the sim.
No, it's dead. Oh, flight sim, you're dead to me.
Fortunately, though, it has a follow feature. There is a follow feature in the multiplayer now.
Is there?
Yes, there is. So once you come back, if you go to where we are, set the same parameters and everything else, you can click on one of our tags and you'll be able to follow us. It only remembers the location that we had prior to... Oh, and Drift Fizzy is out! He is out! He took that to call a little too tough. No! Oh, sorry, dude.
Crash detection.
But yeah, no. So you can actually click on a fellow pilot's name that you see on the multiplayer map, and you will spawn in the air where they were. Obviously, they have kept flying, so you'll be still a few miles behind them. But depending on what they are flying, of course, it might not be too bad.
I'm gonna give that a shot. You know all the Gucci tips, don't you, buddy?
See, I've spent my day. Although my wonderful community here was not treated to a stream today, I've been working closely with the team at msflights.net to test out and determine all sorts of things multiplayer to be able to share with you guys during our 2 streams tomorrow, and incidentally now apparently with our stream tonight.
Fantastic. MS Flights, I have been a long time listener.
Long time listener, first time caller?
For a few years. Yeah, long time listener, first time caller. And yeah, they, back when Iris was really sort of first starting to get its feet, we reached out to them because I've always been a bit of an online gamer, whether it's Flight Sim or other games. And yeah, we reached out to them, and they were a fantastic community. Always have been, and I've been back and forth, over the years. Say hello and stick my head in and chat to the guys. And I've got a funny feeling correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Scott from A2A, his son Jake,
Yes.
whether he used to be there or is still
no,
there.
he still lurks around from time to time. We still keep in
Yeah,
touch with all the team from A2A.
Yeah, it's a diverse community of ours, Flight Sim.
Yes.
It is intensely passionate and protective, as we're finding with this new platform. Yeah, you see, and I've noticed this in a lot of the reviews where you see the likes of IGN and the traditional gaming platforms are just raving about this new sim because they've never seen anything like it. Whereas you get flight simmers jump into it, and look, it's a mixed bag in terms of what we've heard, or at least from my perspective. You know, you've got myself who had trouble with the alpha and beta, but the release candidate, smooth as silk, runs beautifully. I get on my rig, I get, what is it? It's capped at 60. But even if I uncap my frame limit, I get an average of about 100 on high detail. So it recommends when I installed it, recommended high end, so that's what I stuck with. And yeah, it's I love it. It is my game simulator of choice at the moment. But yeah, it's been very interesting to see that the gamers have just gone, oh my god, this is awesome.
Yes.
And the sim flyers are like,
but even that though is interesting, because even within that though, what I've seen and look, I'll be the first to admit that I am somewhat biased when it comes to this position as well. Ooh, I need to bolt this stick down. Is that the vast majority of those who are having, well, I'm trying to find a really polite way of putting this. The vast majority of the people that are complaining about this sim and the qualities of it and issues and people who are experiencing a wide range of issues with it, all seem to have one thing in common. And as I said, I always make it very, very clear here that, you know, nobody's way of simming is any less valid than anybody else's. However, as I said, as I've just alluded to, there is a common thread between everybody who seems to be complaining about the sim. Does anybody in my chat want to take a guess as to what that common thread might be? I can't guarantee you a prize, but anybody want
to? The bridge is not rendered correctly.
F-Select Twitch, thank you very much for the follow. Great to have you guys on board. That is correct, Mr. Wookie. The common factor appears to be, I'm trying to figure out which fork in the river we're going to tap, but I'm going to guess I'm going to have to go this one. The common factor appears to be is that all the people who are having issues with the sim, extensive issues with the sim, all seem to have the common factor of that they are all predominantly fly tube liners. Now, as I said, folks, and let me be 100% clear on this, if that is your passion and that is what you want to simulate, that is absolutely awesome. Full props to you. I respect that, and that is awesome. Yeah, I can't say I approve, because you shouldn't need my approval. You shouldn't need anybody's approval to sim how you want to sim. But it's been really interesting. I moderate several forums, and without fail, every single person that's had any issues with the sim, other than the debacle that is downloading the sim, because let's be honest, that's been an absolute debacle.
It was a joy.
it was a joke back in alpha and beta, and it still is. But the common factor is it seems to be everybody seems to having severe issues with it. All appear to be having tube liners, and that is, as I feel kind of bad in a way for saying this, but at the same time it's sort of like, okay, well, what is it about that is causing this? And I think part of it plays into I think, as you sort of suggested there, is the fact that you are traveling very, very fast when it comes to jets. Like, you are traveling very, very fast, as opposed to even turboprops. I mean, you're only going to get a couple hundred knots out of those. So is that where the satellite imagery even has challenges then? So and I think there's also a difference here, is that desktop simulators traditionally have one thing that they do very, very well, and this is something that Iris Simulations and I sort of, as I said, we work professionally on this as well. Can I just say, this is awesome. I need to get an external view for a second, because I think this is just looking amazing. I want to see. Oh, we still have a few. I'll just orbit here to let everybody else catch up and give them a chance to do.
I'm on my way.
Is desktop sims one of the biggest, greatest things that they have about them is that they are wonderful tools for teaching procedure and teaching instruments and teaching processes, workflows, as it were, for flying. So, Thrust Simulations, hello, welcome to the stream. Great to have you on board. Sorry, chat. I'm going to give you a tutorial. I'll catch up with some of the things that are being said here shortly. But the flight physics and the feel of flying the sim, and I think, Iris, would you agree, saying that the feel of flying has been missing from desktop sims?
I did not realise it until I flew this. Now, bear in mind, I am an LM outside Iris. And full disclosure, I am an LM employee. I drink the LM Kool-Aid with the best of them. I love my P3D, and I thank them very much for my paycheck every month. What I say behind their back is entirely different, but I thank them publicly to their face. God. But that being said, I had always flown FSX and P3D. I tried to explain for 30 minutes. That was enough. And fair enough, I know a lot of people rave about it, but for me, I've always been Microsoft LM, hands down, 15 years, or however long I've been doing this for. And everybody used to say, oh, but the planes fly like they're on rails, and this, that, and the other. I'm like, flies like you get it. Yeah. Only so much I can work with here. And then I flew this for the first time, and it was just like, no, I can't compare it to X-Plane, because I've not used that platform. But comparing it to P3D, if you're coming from that or FSX to this, it really did bring my joy of flight back. And it still does, even with its idiosyncrasies, which let's be honest, will be addressed over time. This is a long-term. Microsoft and Asobo have said this is a long-term project. This is not just not old Microsoft where we're dropping the product, you're not hearing from us, and see you in 2 years for another build. For a new version of Flight Sim, this is an ongoing development and an ongoing support of this product. And yeah, I'm blown away by it. It feels to me, from a desktop perspective, it feels like I'm flying a Cub. I've flown small aircraft in the past, and just the fact that it's just getting rid of that on rails feeling, and the fact that it feels the momentum, and yeah, I feel the challenge of flying a bush aircraft.
Yes.
And that's what I love about it. I mean, one of the many things, and the fact that I can fly in, just the lighting engine. Seriously, whoever designed that yeah.
Oh, look, and that's
anywhere in the world.
This is the thing, and this is something that I've railed upon, is that I've been very fortunate, very blessed, so that in my time I have got Now, I've got stick time in several airframes, including a couple that were similar ones that I've stick time in a 172. I've got stick time in a 152. I have stick time in a PC-21, which is I'm probably going to draw as a bit of a parallel to the TBM 850
Yeah,
to TBM 9.
yeah.
Sure.
I'm still waiting for my flight. Thank you very much.
So I look at that and I go, okay, so I've got those. So that's my experience, and I've also got in a couple of sports light aircraft as well, where I've gone, okay, this is figure out which one of these is going to get us back here. I think we're going to go let's go this.
I don't know where anybody else is. But I'm flying quite happily down this river.
Well, that's excellent. That's what, again, this was all about. So, and that's the thing is that for me, I have got stick time in either aircraft that are in this sim or aircraft that are very similar to aircraft that are modeled in this sim. And I look at those and go, you know what? This is exactly what you feel when you actually feel like like you, Iris. I was working with, this was what my ESP experience was. When it is what it is, and you just sort of accept it. Whereas once I got into a real airplane, that an altitude hold of 5,000 feet won't stick you perfectly at 5,000 feet. Your altimeter is jumping by 200 feet.
Yeah.
And it's funny actually because Iris Simulations and I did a debrief after a mission, and looking back at the mission tapes, I remember you talking to me about the mission tapes and going, was it actually moving like that? And it's like, yeah, it was.
And that was the thing I found unusual, and I saw it in the Cub when we first did it, and we're flying around, and the altitude indicators jumping up and down. I'm like, what's causing that? And I would presume that it's the air coming into the air data probe or something along those lines. Whatever measures provides that information to the altimeter. And yeah, it was these little things like that. I do miss my flyby view. I will admit that. I think the spot view has improved since beta. I like the fact that it's no longer fixed to the aircraft. So if I'm in outside view and I pitch up and pitch down, it does move away from the camera a little bit. It gives a far more fluid feeling of movement. It's not for everybody. I think it would be good to be able to have a toggleable option for that. But I miss my flyby view and my tower view. From a dev standpoint, there are still entries in the back end of your planes. But I haven't tested them to see whether or not you can actually trigger them. But you can set camera views for flyby view and tower in the SDK. Whether they translate, there's a lot of stuff in the SDK that does not translate into the actual sim as it stands. For future improvement is probably my understanding. But yeah, we'll see how it pans out. I'm looking forward to the journey. And it really is.
And that's the thing is, just quickly, Iris, I just want to say, hello, Josh. Hello, welcome to the stream. Great to have you on board. And Spark and VR was just saying he's a long-time X-Plane user with a very open mind and has been looking for streamers with real-life experience. Thank you very much. It's been... thank you very much. You honour me, Spark. You really, really do. And Josh, we are flying in South America. We are adventuring, doing some bush flying. So far, we've had one grease spot so far tonight. We've got a few people flying with us. And we've been honoured very quickly by, and trying not to become a grease spot myself, been honoured by a developer, Iris Simulations, coming by for a chat tonight, unexpectedly.
Yeah, nice to have a chat.
But yeah, but sort of circling back here is that one of the things, it's always important to keep an open mind, and the simulation experience that we've all had for the last umpteen number of years, and remember, folks, like we're talking about this what we're flying right now, this is simply it's the latest installment. I mean, what was it? Iris, it was 1982.
82, I think.
The first
original.
generation, the original, 1982.
Yep.
So we
It
are.
predates the operating system you're running it on.
Exactly. It predates me. Is how long this sim's been going for. So everything that's come before it is incredibly. Oh, look at that view as you're popping over that hill there. Look at the mountain. Look at that, folks. You know what? I'm going to do an active pause for a second here because I
What's
need
the
to get
button for active pause?
keyboard pause. Because how incredible is this vista, guys? Like, how amazing is that? Am I right, chat? How amazing is that? Okay. Anyway, back to our regularly scheduled programming. So we're building on things that have been around for a long time, and something I found very interesting about our community is that we get very stuck in our ways. Would that be the best way to put it there, Iris? Stuck in our ways?
Do you want the politically correct answer? Or
The
honest one?
PG honest answer. How about
The
that?
PG honest answer, yes, we are a passionate group of individuals.
Yes.
I think in general, we have a wide range of knowledge across the community, but we are very passionate about our simming. Sometimes to the detriment of the hobby, other times to its benefit. But in every case, it's we all individually want what's best. We all want a good flight sim, a good flying experience.
Yeah.
I love, and I've just done it again. I love the landing physics. when you bounce as you touch down. Let's see if I can nose over the cup. No, I don't want to nose over the cup.
I'm just going to quickly go on. So I was going to quickly go on active pause to let my chat know. So yes, for anyone who is who is in the chat who does want to join, absolutely you can. Anyone can join. It looks like Mr. Wookie is going to. If you can fill in the details, Mr. Wookie, that would be awesome. And guys, also thank you very much. Say thank you to Wookie as well. Guys, one of the great things about the multiplayer system in this now is that once you fill out the details that Wookie's going to enter into the chat for you, if you find sort of our green dots, as it were, in the sim, you can click on us and have set that as your your departure point. Set us as your departure point, and you'll actually spawn in the air where we were flying. So it's not perfect, but it's pretty damn awesome. And my cat's come to say hello.
I'm going to try that now.
Yeah, it is pretty damn awesome.
Let's have a look. World map.
So we are a very passionate community, and one of the things that I think is a really interesting comparison to do. Can you not press all of the buttons, please, Austin? One of the things that I found very interesting is that we get that this hobby is expensive. We get it. I don't even want to total up the house deposit. Probably the not house deposit, probably the entire house, entire house purchase that I've probably dropped into simming over the last 15, 20 years. We get that it's not a cheap hobby, but at the same time, guys, if you keep saying that I won't go to a sim unless it supports all of my add-ons from that are 15 years old, that is the same as buying a car in 1990 and then from General Motors and then going to them in 2015 and saying, I bought a car from you in 1990, you need to give me a new car because I bought this car all that time ago and I don't want to buy another one and I think you owe me a car and I shouldn't have to buy your new car even though mine is really old and doesn't really work anymore. That is literally what you're saying. It doesn't work like that, guys. Would you do that with a car? Like, legitimately, what would happen if you walked into a car dealership and you said, "Hey, I bought this car 20 years ago. It's been great. It's been awesome, but it's really, really old. I want a really shiny new awesome car, but I don't think I should have to pay for it because I've had this car of yours for the last 20 years." What do you think that car dealer is going to say to you? Now, I get it. We're attached to our stuff. We're attached to the fact that we have dropped stupendous amounts of money, in many cases, on our hobby. But, guys, times change. We would still, and again, folks, full disclosure, as those who know me from YouTube, you've heard this from me before. For those who are just joining me and joining the crew, I work for Lockheed Martin. So, I drink the Kool-Aid, but at the same time, I am very well aware that software is 2006, so we're talking 2005, really, let's be honest. So we're talking 15 years old, and it in turn is based on stuff that is 10 years older than that. So, do you get this, what we're flying in tonight? Do you get that with that product? The answer is no. You've got to spend thousands on it to get it anything close to this. So it's a bit of a rant. Doesn't really have a sort of an end there, but it would be careful. I nearly ended up in that tree. So it's just something to be mindful of and something to be aware of. And as I said, is this sim perfect? No, it's not. But I think it's a hell of a lot closer to reality than anything else we have in the market at the moment. That is, desktop sim available anyway. Oh, I'm pulling out of that turn.
Okay, I'm back in the sim, and I'm trying to figure out where the heck everyone is. Are you heading north?
We're heading north, yes.
Okay, I'll just put my foot down. Yeah, look, I agree wholeheartedly. When I got onto the alpha, and I said the same thing at the time, and that was, in my opinion, what it's worth, this sim is a game changer in a number of ways. The lighting and weather engine, the AI background, those three things alone, let's take flight models and everything else out of the equation for the moment. Those three platform changes alone, there is nothing on the market that comes close, in my opinion. Watching the video on Black Shark AI, if you haven't seen it, I thoroughly recommend it. The fact that I know that they'd said, yes, it renders the trees and the position of the buildings in real time as part of the downstream. I didn't realize how they did it, and to see how they did it, I was just technologically phenomenal.
Well, I was surprised that even so, with the full offline pre-caching scenery and location, how small. So I pre-cached as a bit of a testing. I pre-cached downtown London, and that thing was only it wasn't even that much. It was only, I think it was less than a couple hundred meg. It was really stunning how small it is, because that's how intelligent the engine is that's behind this. That
so
is
how do we pre-cache?
So it's a setting. So I'll be releasing a video hopefully tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow, or at least within the next couple of days, there'll be a video coming out, and it's under your settings menu. So under the data menu, where you see where you check your data limits, data allowances, and where your rolling cache is. There's another button at the bottom there that says manual cache, and you create a separate folder for that, and then literally there's a Bing Map search box.
Because mine's all blanked out for manual cache.
And then,
Oh.
but you have to click the button, and then you have to specify a folder that you want to have it created in. And then once it's created, you can then choose. You have to specify location and an amount of hard drive space you want to allocate towards it. So for the test video that I do, I allocate 10 gig to it, but I only need, I think it's a couple of meg to download like most of the Greater Perth area, and then same again for London. It's insane because of how much it downloads and how much it renders, even internally, even without having to have online data. So there's a lot of smarts in this sim that we are not giving it enough credit for yet, that I think that really is, again, as you said, Iris, is a game changer. Now, the other thing is I understand, and so I want to circle back, because I do want to sort of say that I know I've sort of, I hope I didn't come across to any of my viewers here that that I'm degenerating or denigrating those who fly airliners. Like, I'm really not. I'm really, if that's how you enjoy your sim, I'm really happy for you. I'm excited for you, because this is what I'm about here, especially, is that I'm about encouraging us to enjoy the hobby and the sim how we want to enjoy it. And if that's how you enjoy it, that is absolutely awesome. I'm proud of you for that. But please realize that what you've been flying previously in previous sims is very much on rails. So you don't have the feeling of what a gust of wind is like at altitude. Or having, there are add-ons that give you some towards that, like, for example, like Active Sky Next and Rex will help towards that, but they still don't have the fidelity that this sim does for those things. So it's really something to really sort of look at here and think about, because it is a lot that you can happen here. And we're going to be running out. Oh, I'm going to have to turn back before I stall.
Oh, I can see name tags.
I said the stall horn go, but I managed to save it. Got to circle up, bit of altitude here to climb over here. So please don't take offense to anybody who loves turbulence, because I genuinely want you to enjoy the sim how you want to enjoy it. But the other thing to remember, that what David and I, what Iris and I have been talking about, is the differences that come from the sim you've been flying your airliners in previously is not the sim you have today. The sim you have today is something that the physics modeling is so much more different. The environmental modeling is so much more. Everything modeling is so much more than previously, than you've had exposure to. So it is going to feel very, very, very different from what you've had previously. And that's not a bad thing. Is it different from what you've had for the last several years? Yes, absolutely, because this represents a quantum leap of simulation technology for desktop sims. Again, I'm going to repeat it once again, is that where we are at now is places that, to those of us, even 5 years ago, we never would have imagined we would have a desktop sim feeling like this. And it's okay to be put off by some of the changes here. It's okay with that. But this is a huge change here, and it will be amazing for the future. Does it mean you're going to have to relearn things? Abso-freaking-lutely it is. There's a phrase that Iris Simulations and I have heard many, many times. We in our professional lives. Keep
away from the shiny planes.
Yeah, well, there's that too. Students are supposed to learn to fly airplanes, not sims.
Yep.
So we have to be very, very careful that are we learning to fly, are we simulating flying an aeroplane, or are we simulating flying a sim? Both have their valid points, and both are valid, but please don't confuse one for the other. Sorry, chat. I will get through here shortly. So, Susie Cream Cheese, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the crew. Great to have you on board. I'm trying to figure out where I am. Well, I can see my GPS line, but I'm trying to follow rivers here and pockets of river and not be on grease spots on mountains. Black Wolves 11. When does this come out for Xbox? We don't know. Is the short answer. Microsoft and Asobo have confirmed that that it is definitely coming to Xbox, but we don't know when. Is the answer for that. Sorry guys, I'm going to see some of the chat if we come through there. See Drift and Ladam. Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, okay, so that's interesting, guys. I'm just seeing that through the chat here. A lot of people sort of saying, yeah, loads of players don't always come through here. All Black Wolves 11, thank you very much for the hydrate. I will have to do that because I'm running out of coffee, actually, so good thing, thank you. It'll remind me to take water instead of coffee. Stroop, hello, welcome to the stream. Great to see you again. Vensum89, hello, welcome to the stream. Great to have you on board. ID tags, yay! Oh, this is awesome.
I feel like I'm flying over Far Cry. It's like all I need to see now is Yetis.
Mm.
There's lots of snow and peaks, and I want to fly Alaska.
I'm looking forward to flying with the Northern Alex at some point soon, and hopefully being able to having him show me off British Columbia. I think that's going to be pretty cool. I'm going to circle around because I fear to have left a lot of our fellow pilots behind, so I'm going to circle back. And try not to stall everybody out. Direct Physic, you're doing really well tonight. I'm really impressed by how. I'd love to know how your handling is going. Your flying is already improving. That's good. Flight Sim 76. I see you coming through there. That's good.
Yeah, I've been spanking it down the hillways. I'm getting there.
So every time you're in active pause in showcase mode, you're playing. Your sim crashes. Oh, no idea. I'm sorry, Talkmania. I'm not sure. Possibly. Yeah, I definitely. If you can repeat it, definitely send that information through to Microsoft as a support ticket.
I do, however, like, and this is something you'll be aware of, Nova, is the fact that Asobo have essentially renamed the freeze aircraft node to active pause.
Okay.
With the joy that is the fact that if you put active pause on and you're in a climb, your aircraft will continue to decelerate, even though it's.
That's very. Yeah. I'm very, very familiar with that issue. Very familiar with that.
the joy that is it pauses. It doesn't freezes the aircraft position, but does not freeze the calculation of the flight
physics. Model. Yeah. That needs to be improved at some point.
I would love that. And then I would love Lockheed Martin to do the same.
Yes. Yogi, hello. Welcome to the stream. Great to see you again. I hope you are doing well. All right, let's. Drift Physics is back in front again. Let's go. Okay. But yeah, guys, as I said, like I really want to keep enforcing that simulation. This is a hobby. This is a passion for all of us. I mean, we are all here. I mean, you are all here watching this stream tonight, and I am truly blessed that you all are. I think you're all amazing people. Because we come together as a community to share these common goals and share these common experiences, and it really and that's what it's all about. So it's all about building each other up rather than putting each other down. So when we have problems, look for solutions, and if you have issues, okay, that's fine. Ask questions. Don't just throw your hands up and say, like, literally, I saw a post that said, "Oh, this flight sim is crap. It's arcadey. It's shit." Literally, that was the post, and I'm like,
okay,
and like, can you put some more detail here? What's the issue? And then it's like, "Oh, the flight model's crap."
Oh.
Can you be more specific? And again, I'm sorry. This is going to sound like I'm picking on Chillon Planets, and I'm really, really sorry. I don't mean to, but this is just this is the example that I'm trying that I saw today, and I saw it twice. Eventually, after about, he's like, oh, the controls are crap, the flight models are crap, blah, blah, blah. And eventually, after about 10 different posts and replies, this particular user said, oh, the A320 takes off too quickly, and the systems aren't 100%. The VNav system isn't 100% correct. Then that was about 8 hours after the initial post, or several hours after the initial post, and I just put in there and I said, look, I said I don't know what your experiences is. I said, as someone who has actual flight time on several of the types in the sim, or aircraft very, very similar to the aircraft that are in the sim here, the flight model is the best in the market. You do not get better than this. And the controls are working fine. Yes, there were issues with downloading and streaming some of the data, but I said the rest of it is fine. And I said, your post, and I said, your post doesn't give us any information. He said, oh, I told it in the comments. And I'll scroll down and I said, yeah, I did read that comment. And I said, you gave a one-line response that just said the controls were crap and the flight models crap. He said, that's not enough. And then you eventually replied and saying it was the A320. And I said, my point still stands. This particular individual, to his credit, and I really appreciate that he obviously thought about this and actually went back again. He's then come back a couple of hours later and said, he then acknowledged, and I was really, really proud of this moment, and this is why I'm proud of our community, and I'm really excited of our community, that I believe that this is where we can all come together. And he goes, okay, the other aircraft, the non-airliner aircraft, handle fantastically, the flight model is great. There are issues with the A320. And he said for now, he will return to his existing sim, and wait for the A320 to be improved. And I went, you know what, that's fine. Now, admittedly, and for those folks who are here for my 15.5-hour stream, we flew an A320. Admittedly, I don't fly tubeliners normally, so I don't really know what normal is for an A320. But we had issues with that A320. We did. We had issues with it, and I anticipate, and I have no doubt that there probably are some issues with it. But this is the thing, guys, is that, and this is something that extends beyond the simulator world as well, guys, is that just because you feel that you're right does not make the other person wrong, okay? You can both be right. You can also both be wrong. The world is not black and white. I hate to say this, as much as many of our so-called leaders would like to tell us that the world is black and white, and this is as close to political as we're going to get on this stream, but as much as many of our so-called leaders and community people would say the world is black and white, it's not. It is shades of grey.
How many shades of grey?
I see what you did there. By the way, personal note, that book is not representative of that community. Just saying, it is utter crap, that book. Anyway, moving on. But yeah, so guys, the world is not black and white. The world is shades of grey, and by growing together, by opening dialogue with each other, by thinking differently, we all benefit from this. So be constructive with what you have to say. Be supportive, be constructive. I don't know how airliners work. They are not my thing. So I will fly them from time to time, but I very rarely will. And to be honest, the level of detail that, as I said, I have literally the A320 flight that we did on the stream together here crew. That is the one and only time I have flown the A320. That is it. I've never flown it other than that. And I've flown the 747-8i once. I have no doubt that many of you are currently saving your frequent flyer miles here in the channel to make me fly another tubeliner flight. I believe many of you are wanting a community goal, so we can do that, so that may happen. But this is the thing, guys, is that I'm willing to learn. So please, and it's because I do appreciate the fact that that is how many of you love to sim, and I think that that is awesome that that is how you love to sim. and I want to support you. So if that means that I have to learn to make a fool of myself on a stream, flying a tube liner, that is exactly what I'm going to do. But it also works both ways, guys. So I just want to say that I love you all, and we love all simmers, even tube liners. But we need to have more helicopters. But we need to have more helicopters in this sim. Just saying, we need to have helicopters.
I was gonna say we love all simmers, even airliners, but maybe not the helicopters.
I can feel Mr. Wookiee through the sim, through the internets right now. So you better show him the helicopter love. But yeah, we will have helicopter love in this sim as well. And circling back again, guys, with the fast jets. There absolutely is a place for the fast jet community here in this sim, and I think that, and as I said, I was conflicted for a long time about where their place is in the sim, but I think you're right, Iris. Is that they definitely have their place, just like everybody does, gliders, everybody else. We all have our place. Yeah. I'm going to be interested in the. You're right. I think it's going to be a technological challenge for because I think that's really going to push this sim, and maybe that's a great thing, is that we're going to see, and that's part of how the sims like this and platforms like this grow as part of our 10-year journey on this sim, or 10 or more year journey of this sim, is going to be how the sim handles Mach 1 at 500 feet. Oh!
Did you crash?
No.
Oh well. Better luck next time.
Oh dear. Okay. All right. We're good. But again, guys, here's another thing: is that this sim, you're paying, $60 and you're getting the whole world, in amazing levels of detail. Are there some issues like has it turned the Washington Monument into an office tower, or has it turned that's an awkward Blackshire AI moment, or as I discovered today, the observatories that I know very well over in up at Mauna Kea in Hawaii, it's turned them into hotels. That was rather awkward when I found those today. But this is all part of the system learning, and we also play an important part of this learning as well. We form an important part because we help to shape this sim and the future of it. And if we're negative Nancy's, then we are going to stagnate, and we are going to not grow, either as a community or with technology. But if we are constructive, and if we provide constructive comments, constructive feedback, and work with each other and support each other, then we are going to do amazing things together. We are going to have a sim where, and this is where this sim is going to head. This sim is going to head to a place where pilots, whether you fly carbon cubs down in the rivers of the Amazon, or whether you fly a 787 from LaGuardia to Heathrow, or whether you fly a Bell 412 and land on the top of the Burj in the Arab Emirates, or whether you fly a Super Hornet out to RAAF Ambly or out to Uluru, we are all going to be able to coexist together. But we are only going to do that if we support each other and recognize that all of us sim in our own way, and we can all learn and grow together and learn from each other. So I feel like I'm very preachy tonight. I'm sorry, fam. I feel like I'm very preachy.
But you're exactly right. I mean, I watched the Game Ranks review, what you should know before you buy for Flight Sim earlier. And the takeaway that I really got was they said, look, it is really... What did you do this time?
Single wing stall. Managed to save it. But popped out of the river.
Go.
Sorry, anyway, you were saying?
Yes, so they were saying that it really is, it's a platform. Much like FSX and P3D, it is and yeah, any other flight sim that we've come out with, it has been a building block platform for third-party developers to really lift and excel the hobby. Whether that be Orbix coming out with new scenery, whether that be PMDG with airliners, or Iris Simulations for a shameless plug with awesome turboprop trainers. It really is. It's a community of passionate aviation people, and I think, I know, this platform. We're what, 2 days into it? Sorry, back in a sec.
Sorry, chat. I will get to you. I'm sorry. As you can see, this this flight is a little bit more white knuckle than maybe some of our other flights lately. So I will be able to get to that you very, very shortly. Thank you very much for your patience tonight, chat. All right.
Sorry about that.
I love the random building on the side of the river here as well. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, you're going to get random buildings. You're going to get things where the AI picks up something it shouldn't have done or renders something incorrectly. And that's where the likes of Orbix, and an argument might be said that they shouldn't have to be there to provide specialist fixes for things like the Harbour Bridge.
The Australians are all very, very sore of this one.
Or the entirety of Melbourne. But as Asobo said at the time, their thing is to provide the platform and allow the third-party developers the abilities to then make it shine. Because as third-party developers, a lot of us, we're mum and dad businesses. We
might just actually, Drift Physic's got the right idea. We might just do a quick landing here. Actually, give me a chance to catch up on the chat as well.
Yeah, hang on. But yeah, we're a community. Third-party developers tend to be a mum and dad business for the most part, and I'm gonna try not to crash. Ooh, Lewis is right in front of me, and I'm gonna hit him if I don't move. Ooh, that's a big bounce at 60 knots. Nobody can see my screen, but there we go. Yeah, so Asobo were really good in going, no, we need to support the third-party community. I've always said that it's my opinion that one of the big reasons the flight didn't work out, there were many, but one of my big reasons was that Aces were originally, Aces being the studio that developed it, were really on board of getting third-party support. This was after FSX was released, and they were like, yeah, no, we want to do this, we want to support third-party. And then all of a sudden the communication ended. There was nothing. And then all of a sudden there was them bringing out their own DLC with external models only. And whilst it was, to my understanding, was never officially proven, the thought process was, behind the scenes, that Microsoft as the publisher, and I will make a statement on this afterwards, but Microsoft as the publisher essentially had a lot of control over the studio and said, no, we're cutting out third parties. We can, why are we allowing third parties to make the money when we can make it as a business by producing this content? Whereas Asobo have come in and right at the beginning gone, no, we need third-party support, because third-party support keeps your platform relevant over time, because there's always a new plane, or there's always a new piece of scenery to enjoy, and it's like an addiction. There's people who have spent thousands and thousands of dollars on their flight sim. I'm not one of them, but there are people that have done that. And there's always the next plane to buy, and it supports third-party developers. So it's this whole little microcosm of people and industries from small to large that revolve around this platform. And credit to Asobo, they, and Microsoft in this instance, they've been very good in supporting third-party developers, from what I've seen. And yeah, long may it continue. I say. But yeah, I think you do get a lot of people from the comments I've been seeing. There is a bit of confusion over who has a lot of the control. The people giving Asobo grief over things that are the publishers' choices. Things like the release date, for example. A lot of people that were saying in alpha, oh well, it shouldn't be released just yet. We need more polishing. And yet, if you're in the industry, the developers don't set release dates. It's the publishers that will set release dates. So Microsoft would have said to Asobo, August 18th, whenever it was, that's your deadline. Whatever state it's in, that is your baseline, and then we will build on from there, and continue to support the product after that. But that is your release date, and that would have come down from Microsoft as opposed to a date that Asobo would have set, to my understanding of how game studios work.
Yeah, no, I think it's got a lot. It's a tough one to balance and it comes back down to something I've talked about before, which is the whole, you know, I always talk about supporting developers, but also considers buying through the Microsoft Store, because Microsoft and the suits need to care about the bottom line as well. And I think that's how we show our love back to the customer as well. I'm just going to quickly catch up on chat here, guys. So yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, so look, again, as I was saying, yeah, I think the military jets, yeah, so they do have a place. They will be in there. Average 7. I think you sound like you're pretty good with the 737. Yeah, look, military planes. Yeah, look, they definitely have their place, and I think, and we will see them. Like, we've already got DC Designs, Indie Fox Teco Simulations already confirmed they're coming out with. Iris Simulations are hinting that they may be coming out with one as well. But I don't think we'll see them from Microsoft, though. I don't think we'll see them come from Microsoft, and I think that's got a lot to do with their positioning, sort of moving towards more a pacifist sort of way of looking at things. Maybe is that the best way? Is that the best way to say it?
I can say from my personal experience, when was it? Before Acceleration came out, Microsoft, because we looked at Microsoft and they said no, military aircraft is not our bag at all. They were very concerned about their platform being used to showcase military use. Granted, not every, we all like flying military aircraft because we like flying fast jets. Not everybody wants to load up an F-18 Hornet and go off to the Middle East. But Microsoft, the last thing they want to be seen is, well, they're promoting warfare or they're promoting military activities.
Yeah.
It's a PR.
It's a PR nightmare coming. It's a PR nightmare waiting to happen.
So generally, no, I don't think. But then they did release Acceleration Expansion Pack for the Hornet and the Carrier. I would like to see. I can't wait to see SimWorks' carriers in there. I can't wait to see some more fast jets in. I know Dino's working on his M346. That's looking fantastic. I do like the fact, from a developer standpoint, a lot of the stuff that we've built for FSX or P3D does translate over to this new platform. I was very concerned that XML gauges, which are FS9 and FSX, wouldn't work in this platform, but they do.
They do. Oh, that's good. Because I remember there was concern that they wouldn't. So, but as long as they do, that's good.
Yeah, because otherwise we'd have had to rewritten all the code. That's an awful lot of time. So yeah, look, I think once developers start getting a handle on how they get their content that they've developed for P3D and FSX into this sim, I think we'll see more. And yeah, look, I'm looking forward to it. But I'm gonna get me. It's either an F-16.
Exclusive here, folks.
Exclusive here, folks. Yeah, it's either an F-16. We have looked at it. We've got a really nice F-18 Hornet.
Super or
Legacy.
classic? Classic, yep.
Yeah, I'm not going to do Super Hornet. But a Legacy Hornet, we got a really nice one, and then I found out that SimWorks Studios have an F-18C planned as well. I'm like, oh, great, thanks.
You can always do the A.
Yeah,
All right, let me just quickly catch up on the chat here, and then we'll get going again for this last sector. So, Street Waffle, how do you change the aircraft with exiting? Unfortunately, you can't. You can change as long as you're not running live as two settings, then you can change the weather and time of day, but you can't change your aircraft. You do have to go back to the main menu to change your aircraft. Yes, the graphics are amazing. What else we got here? What do you reckon was the first third-party add-ons? We've already seen the first third-party add-ons for the new sim. So on launch day, Carinado had the first aircraft out, a Cessna 182 Skylane, and Orbix and FSDT have both come out with scenery packs. So they are all available already now. In fact, Orbix released their second round. The first of their second round of releases came out today. So they now have 2 Swiss airports available. How does live weather now? It's about extra weather in period. It is just as good, if not better, in my experience so far. However, you cannot do, unlike Active Sky, you cannot do past weather. So live is live and that's it. Sorry, Flightbeam, not FSCT. Thank you very much for that thrust simulations. Okay, let's get going, because I will have, as we take off and head towards our stop, I will have a bit of an announcement to make about our stream that's coming up tomorrow night, because we will have another guest coming into our stream tomorrow night. So in the meantime, right, let's...
All Grumpy Simmers?
Not quite Grumpy Simmers.
I miss Grumpy Simmers.
The Grumpy Simmers are still we are still grumpy. But we are also mesmerized. Alright, let's take off. Oh, this high, this leaned out. This is going to be interesting.
Well, Nova, my dinner's arrived, mate, so I'm going to just watch the channel and let you fly. It was been fantastic flying with you. I will still sit in the channel if you want to, if you're happy to have me.
Yeah, I'd love to have
put
you
my
around.
2 cents in. But yes, I'm just going to mute my mic just while I'm eating, because nobody wants to hear me eating bangers and mash.
No worry. Well, thank you very much, Simulations, for joining us for a chat and a bit of a reveal. Chat, everyone, say thank you very much to Iris for joining us, and let's get on with some flying.
We'll catch you after.
Alrighty. Black Wolf, so thank you very much for your comment as well, and thank you very much to everyone who is tuning in here in the chat and watching today, and also everyone who watches my videos. Like, seriously, as I said, guys, I really genuinely appreciate everything that all of you here. As I said, I know I am a grumpy old man. Let's be honest here. But at the same time, guys, I'm really passionate about us and the journey that we go on together. So thank you for everything that you do too. As part of that, and also for your continued support of everything that we do. Josh, if you can't see any tags, right, if you go to your setting menu, so if you hit escape and then go to the left side of your sort of general settings, under traffic, there is a option there that says traffic labels or traffic tags. Turn that to on, and then you'll be able to see all your traffic lags there for that one. No Thrust Simulations, thank you very much. Take care. See you on the next stream. But yeah, as I said, it's really great to have everybody here, and thank you very much for your support, everyone, for here. And it really is, as I said, I keep saying this, and I love to be able to share this opportunity through here. Yeah, Josh, you can't see any planes either. Okay. If you're having trouble seeing aircraft, Josh, so make sure that in your main menu before you launch that you don't have live players on, that you're set to all players. Make sure you're set to that, and currently we are on the Southeast Asia server, so they are the 2 things that you need to have in order to be able to see your fellow aviators in this stream tonight. Funnily enough, guys, I do actually have, this one of the couple of videos I've got coming out over the next couple of days, is some shortcuts and some tips and pointers on how to do some multiplayer flights. So that is going to be coming out in the next few days. So because that is something that I think we're all going to be challenged of. Now, as I said, guys, I did want to say, Walkabout Creek Gaming, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the crew. Great to have you on board. And to everybody else that I did follow, I sort of saw some notifications there, and I'm sort of lost in the chat. I did see you. Thank you very much for everybody who is following. You rock. Welcome to the crew. Great to have you on board. If you want to consider supporting the channel, please consider that. You can subscribe as well. How can you subscribe? So you can subscribe to me here on Twitch. So you can subscribe just clicking the subscribe button, and it would be graciously appreciated. It would be. So we are landing at Sierra Charlie Hotel Romeo is where we are landing. That is our final destination for tonight. And I'm just trying to get eyes on the airfield so I know where to land. There it is. Looks like we got winds out of the west, out of the southwest. So that'll be our approach. So I have to say, I think Drift Physic, I think you, despite a couple of being grease spots a couple of times, I think you did very, very well. I think a bit of the winner tonight. But I will circle over and then come into land shortly. But as I said, guys, we will have 2 streams coming up tomorrow. Well, tomorrow for me, not sure what it'll be for you guys, wherever you are in the world. But we have 2 streams coming up tomorrow. So tomorrow, we will be back here. So the first stream tomorrow will be at 0700 Australian Eastern Standard Time, about 1700 US Eastern Time, Eastern Daylight Time. It will be on. We're actually going to be doing a multiplayer flight. Now, for that one, guys, I will warn everybody there who does come along and join that flight that I will not be very responsive to chat because I will be focusing on multiplayer comms. But it's going to be a chance to, as I said, it's going to be, I've been very fortunate enough that I've been able to offer the chance to share my multiplayer experience with the team from msflights.net, a community that I know and I love and I've been part of for many, many years. And we're going to have an opportunity to show off our group flight and showcase a bit of fun and engaging parts of the multiplayer experience, and hopefully to show you a positive community. So I will be here. I'll be streaming. I will, as I said, I will not be very. I probably will not be as active as I normally would be here in chat. I pretty much get, but unfortunately, probably much like it was tonight with Twin Arrows. So that'll be our first stream. As I said, it'll be happening at 0700 Australian Eastern Standard Time. And then moving on to, and you know what? Hey, everybody who's just landed, I've just decided we are not landing. And if you've landed, feel free to take off because I've just seen there are flamingos nearby. We are going to go check out flamingos. So we're going to head back east. So that'll be the first stream for tomorrow. Then there'll be a second stream at our normal time of 20:30 Australian Eastern Standard Time, which is 10:30 Zulu. We'll be coming on, so this is normal time. We're going to be coming on to that stream, and that stream, we are doing that as a really cool partnership because you asked, a couple of people were asking before about third-party add-ons. We are going to be doing a live stream with some members of the Orbix Systems team, so the scenery developers that have done amazing work. We're going to be going through and having a look at some of the brand new releases that they've just brought to this new simulator. So we're going to go through, have a look at some of those packs. Not sure exactly which ones we're looking at, but we are going to be showcasing some of those. So I look forward to seeing many of you come along to that stream. As I said, we'll be joined by several members of the Orbix team. They'll be coming along, they'll be able to answer some of your questions and showcasing their favourite parts of their new scenery. So I'm looking forward to having you guys there. That would be awesome. Alright, Victory, there you go, that's right. Eden BT, do we have landing gear failures? Well, that helps if I don't run into the ground. Landing gear failures can be modelled, yes. They are part of the failure system that is in the sim. It is also possible to belly land aircraft as well. So if you do have a gear failure, if you do have a systems failure, and if you land without hydraulics, for example, you would be able to belly land aircraft successfully in the sim, which is something that you cannot do in any other desktop sim, I don't believe. Thank you, Walkabout Creek Gaming. That is correct. It is 22:30 Zulu would be the time for our stream coming up in the morning. That is right. Or evening for European times. So there you go. exciting things happening over the next couple of days. I actually took most of this week off from work because I wanted to spend the time. Also, do we feel that, folks? Do you see that? Do you see that vibration? This is what I talk about with the flight physics of this engine, is that it models the fact that the winds and the air mass and the temperature masses of the air roil against cliff faces like that, especially going between water and land. You don't feel that in Prepared, in X-Plane, in FSX. You don't feel that. You feel it in this sim. Alex had an unscheduled belly land tonight. Oh dear. Pauls, welcome back. Great to have you back to the stream. We did land, or the guys did land, but then I realized that there are flamingos here, so we are going to go see some flamingos, and then we'll go and land. So there we go. Okay, we should probably got Josh there. Everybody else coming back to join us. Oh, this is so fun. I love this. This is so awesome. How long am I flying for? So basically, this is pretty much the end. We're almost at the end of the stream tonight, guys. So once I see these flamingos, once I figure out how close we have to be to see them and try not to run into the ground, we will be landing, and that'll be the end of our stream for tonight. Yeah, we had to search for the seagulls the other day that we looked for it, so they will be there somewhere, but let's find out. Let's have a look, see if we can get in a little bit. Alright. Give me a bit more lift. Yeah, no, okay, not snow, none at the moment. I may be let down by the marker here. You never know. No, I think we're being let down by the marker here. I'm afraid that's not. Yeah, we might need the A5. Yeah. Last week they were higher up in the flock. Okay, that's true. Let's try going up a bit higher. So flamingos, right? So normally I look for the base of the arrow. To see the flamingos, but I think we are let down tonight. I think the flamingos, they must still be napping. To inform markers off and back on, you'll see them. Okay, all right. Let me try that. Let me try that. Let's go off. Let's give that a try. Vincent, thank you very much for the suggestion there, Vincent. Actually use it. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I just went through this. I just recorded this video about the markers, and now I can't remember where they are. Here we go. Use experience notification. Here we go. Unification. Nope. Navigation aids. There we go. Off and on. Okay, let's go off. Line save. And let's go on. Okay. Whoop. Hands back on stick. Alright. Oh, there they are. They're back over there now. They're over here now. Hello, flamingos. Oh, look, there they are. Oh, that... Oh, that's amazing. So I just paused my aircraft, but they keep going. That's... Look at that. Look how cool that is. Look at them all. Trying to stall and kill us on the way. That is so awesome, guys. The flock, yeah, it's like, that is so cool. Look at that flock. I'm a very happy simmer. I'm a grumpy simmer, but I'm also a very happy simmer. All right. Now that we've seen that, let's go in for our landing. And you don't get... See, again, I know it's sort of like it's partially staged and all the rest of it, but you don't have that kind of interactivity experience in... Well, you do get an X-Plane, to be fair. You do get an X-Plane. To see all the burst strikes. Absolutely loving this sim. I'm absolutely loving this sim. And the thing is, again, as the community points out, guys, is that this is the beginning of a journey. So, and that's something that Microsoft and Asobo have been very, very clear about, is that this is the beginning of a journey. And it's not like just a short one. This is an ongoing journey. And we're just at the start of it. So it's really exciting to know that this is the starting, this is the beginning. This isn't the end. This is the beginning. So that's something for us to be really, really excited about, and something that we can do for the future. So, and again, just that 500. That bump as we go over the terrain there, that kind of stuff is just... I wonder how much better you can get. That's a really good question. That is a really, really good question. Osman, that is a very good question. Alright, let's head in for our landing. We'll do a straight in approach here to this runway. Love having everybody here as part of this flight tonight. Thank you to everyone for joining, whether you joined just here in chat, just watching, or whether you've been joining here in the flight. It's been absolutely amazing to have you all here. You can use a drone and get right in closer than that is. Yes, you can. Yeah, exactly. I can feel the updrafts from the mountains, which means that I think that's why I think that gliders will definitely be a thing in this sim. Will be the glider, because you do feel the updrafts off the edges of mountains, and even off large open areas, and there's a difference in turbulence between water and land. Like, you feel that as well, especially like when you're crossing that divider between the two. You feel that as well.
Back.
So just go there. Oh, welcome back, just in time for us to come in for our landing.
Can I jump in there a second, Nova?
Absolutely.
So, just I can confirm, yes. Things like ridge lift, excuse me, and I think wave lift as well, is certainly simulated by the weather engine, because when I did do a test with a glider, I was able to slope soar. I just couldn't find any references to thermals.
Okay.
But yeah, you can set up a glider in slew mode on a ridge and just soar to your heart's content.
So that's so yes, Bucks, absolutely. It does have the ridge physics and the ridge lift. It absolutely does have that. But yeah, I thought they actually had the thermals coming up from like flat areas, because I definitely felt that before.
I haven't seen it personally,
Mm,
and I did reach out to Asobo and ask, and I didn't get a response. So
okay.
it seems an odd thing not to have, especially
With how detailed the
I've put
rest of
my
this engine is, yeah.
yeah, considering especially the weather engine. But I'll it is early days.
And
We'll
again,
keep.
it's a journey, guys. It's a journey, guys. So
It's a
we've got to give them somewhere to go for the next 10 years. Love me these 100 tires that allow me to take that beating just then. um, I can't see me in this in. That's very interesting. I hope people have been able to see. So I think some people have not been able to see me tonight, which is very interesting. Not sure why. That is very
Yeah, I
interesting.
couldn't see you.
That is really interesting, folks, and I'll have to look into that. Let me, but we'll get a. If I can have for everybody who is once we're all on the ground here, if I can just have a roll call, as it were, in the chat, to let me know who is currently here, loaded in at the airport. That would be really appreciated. It's just an experiment. I want to check on something. So yeah, once we're all on the ground and we're parking up by the ramp here, if I can get everyone who is parked at this airfield and in this session to put a little note, so just sort of put a present in the chat, that would be most appreciated for me. I'm curious about something because I have a couple of ideas. So physics here, excellent. Okay. Okay. Check my. Parking brake is set. Alright, fuel shut off. Throttle off, mixture lean. Heavy masters off, strobe navs, landing lights off. Strobe lights are
Sorry.
off. No, you're right. Goes off.
Everybody hears a dull.
Go and battery master off. There we go. Cool. Okay, so let me have a look here. So, so we got. So Vincent didn't see me either. It's interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because I'm seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so I got 7 of us. Interesting. President, love that, Josh. Love it, love it, love it. Aladdin, are you in the? Do you have the Cessna Skyline? I'm just curious, is that the aircraft you're in? Bring Out the Rain, hello, welcome to the stream. Is there scenery out yet from Orbix? Yes, there is. There is several scenery pieces out from Orbix, available either through Orbix Direct or through the Microsoft Store. You are in an X-Cub. That is very interesting that it hasn't rendered you in the X-Cub. Okay. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so 7 including me. And interesting how it's put you in a generic aircraft rather than the Cub. Interesting. So that's very interesting, guys. So the reason why I got you to sort of say that, so that confirms that I'm seeing everybody, but not everybody is seeing me, and everybody's capping out at 5. So including them, they're maxing at 6 people. That's really interesting, because that is the 3rd time today I've heard that.
Sounds like a Zendesk ticket to me.
It does. I think it does indeed, and especially because I can. If I could get Drift, if I can get you to grab a screenshot just of currently what you see from the external view, from the drone camera view, like right now. I don't know. I'm assuming you can see my screen. If you could sort of get your drone camera to cover the same kind of area, but from your perspective. If I could get you to grab a screenshot, please, and then whisper me, I would appreciate that greatly, because then I can send that through as a Zendesk ticket to get some comparison information through to our Asobo colleagues. Yeah, it was screenshot in Discord. Thank you very much, Josh. Even better. That would be awesome. Drift, and if you drift put your screenshot in, that'll be even better. All right, guys. That is going to conclude. That is actually, if you guys are seeing me as offline, that is interesting because I am showing as online, but you guys see me as offline. That is really interesting. Cool. All right, guys. Thank you very much for the stream. Thank you very much for coming in and letting me waffle. Iris Simulations, thank you very much for joining us as an impromptu event to come across and chat to everybody. It's great to have you.
That is my pleasure, mate. Always happy to stick my head in where it's not wanted.
That's pretty much how I ended up doing YouTube videos. Was I keep sticking my nose where it wasn't wanted. By the way, folks, just as a bit of a background, as a bit of a side note here. So when I first started on YouTube, the first product I ever reviewed was the Iris Simulations Jabiru. What was it? The
J160.
J160 was the first product I ever reviewed on my channel, and I got this message from the developer saying, he was like, "Oh, saw your review. Try it again with the brakes. Your brakes are still rubbish."
It has become a badge of honor now. I'm determined that when we start testing this new Jabiru, which reminds me, can I do a shout out, Nova, to those on the chat?
Absolutely.
So, if you have experience in the J160 or J170, any experience, doesn't matter how little, or similar light aircraft, please head to the Iris Facebook page. I'll pop it in chat afterwards. And drop me a message. Just give me an outline. The reason being is we're still testing this J160 for Microsoft Flight Sim, and we're looking at getting people in to test. You don't need the product. If you've got experience, we'll give you the plane. What we get out of it is a better product. You get early access to it, and what we're looking at putting in it is it's not just going to be the plane. We're going to be adding bush trips around Australia with it. We're actually looking into creating learning content essentially, and Nova will be very familiar with that aspect.
Are we doing Anchor for these kids?
We are certainly doing Anchor for these kids, and to really sort of flesh out this package, because Microsoft have really, to my mind, raised the bar in a lot of regards with this sim, and offered things like bush trips, which we haven't seen before, and landing challenges, and lesson content. And I think it would be absolutely fantastic to have not only an Australian aircraft, but one that flies around Australia with bush trips around Oz, with Australian-based training in a way. And I think it's going to be, what we have planned is going to be good fun. And the dog says so too. But yeah, stick your head out to the Iris Facebook page, drop me a message if you're interested. Everybody's welcome.
I think we've. It looks like we have a couple of people already biting. A couple of people who are learning to fly with the Jabiru. So it looks like we might have some followers. So guys, I've popped the Iris Facebook page in the chat for you guys. So make sure you head over there and register your details if you have got some experience, and support this community, make some awesome add-ons. So guys, as I said, that is going to wrap up the stream for tonight. Thank you very much for joining me. It's been amazing. As I said, thank you very much for all being here. You all rock my world. What we're going to do is we're going to do, as I said, I've got 2 streams coming up tomorrow, or tonight, depending on where you are in the world. So we're doing a multiplayer event coming up with the guys at MS Flights, and then we also have stream coming up with Orbix tomorrow night as well. Alright guys, what we're going to do is we're going to raid a fellow former Mixer streamer who is not familiar with aeroplanes, but she is giving her best with Microsoft Flight Sim. So make sure you support her and give her some love. So let's give her some Nova Wing 24 crew love today. So we're going to go raid Marichu today. Let me just get this one. All right, guys, take care. Safe skies to all. We will see you on the next stream. Be awesome. Be safe to each other. And thanks for your support. If you can, give us a shout out. Give us a bit of support here. So subscribe to the channel if you can. And we'll see you next time. Bye for now.